things.
Boop.
Drop
All right,
it
let's
right
test
on in
and see if we are live. Let's see. Give us a second. Let's see if we come. There might be a little latency. Oh gosh,
Looks like we're in.
dude.
A little bit of latency.
A little bit of latency. You hear that?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're anyway. Oh yeah. I don't think we're anyway.
I mean, it's going. It's just a little delayed.
It's live. No, it's live. We're good. Here,
live.
let's send it to in case the friends want to tap in. Let's see.
Oh, this is fun, John.
Yeah. Dude, I had Cats on the other day.
I saw
so
Cats. He was talking shit.
Yeah. Deebo, fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. God.
Here's your chance to talk shit back, Deebo.
That's okay.
Honestly,
I didn't see the context in which he was speaking, but to be clear, I think it was something about Gladiator.
Gladiator, yeah.
To be clear, I love.
He goes, no, it's like the Gladiator quote. Shout out Deebo, fucking idiot. But what we do lives on in eternity.
Yeah, no, that's all freaking dope. That's like Marcus Aurelius quotes. I'm not refuting any of that. The first Gladiator was a masterpiece, and I have issues with the second one, but that's all right.
All right.
That's all right.
All right, we are officially live.
John, thank you for having me on the podcast. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Deebo.
And thank you for the
Casio
happy
baby.
Merry birthday Christmas present.
Santa Claus came to town.
Santa Claus came to town. John hooked it up. Now I'm obligated to get you something, but that's all right. I'll figure it out.
No, Deebo, you always give me everything.
I know, I always do. I'll give you treats here.
Yeah.
I give you nuggets.
So, oh yeah.
Oh, the nice studio, everything dialed in, baby.
Yeah. Look, isn't it? You see the illusions, Deebo?
Mm-hmm. No, you got the Edison bulb. You did beautiful design. It's
Beautiful. Garrett and I, we created it from scratch.
What were the first conversations you started having? Like, what do you get started with? Just anything and everything.
It was
philosophy. We could talk about movies if you want.
Well, we were like Roman red. Is a power color. We want the curtains to be red.
Yeah.
We want red.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it's intense. No. People can get really scared by red. Like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should do
red's doubly scary, man. It was used by the Nazis, but that's okay. It's still a beautiful color, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, look. Some people might be like, earth tone. We need an earth tone. No, we need
the red's beautiful.
Joe Rogan has red.
It's perfect. And you got the green. You made a beautiful scene here.
Joe Rogan. He's got the red curtains too. So,
well, I think it's beautiful. I'm happy to be on the podcast. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is actually the show.
It's the show.
Yes, the show. There's no longer podcast because we're live streaming. So it's not as. See, this is now the 7th one we've done, and I've done some few. It's not as intense as the podcast. You don't have to put on a show. Like Garrett and I have been like, hey, we're gonna
put on a show, man. Shit, we can talk about some crazy shit.
Garrett and I have been like, oh, we're gonna go take a bathroom break.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can do it's not like
it's long form. I mean, we ain't gotta cover ground seriously or
like,
jump to things. We can
dance.
We get to kind of shoot the shit about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's been a while, John. You and I haven't spoken in a while. When the Bitcoin was going up, I knew you were having some fun, and I was like, John's having too much fun for me to give him a call. I'm gonna save it up for when I'm home for Christmas. So we've got some good. I don't know. We usually when we're overdue for a conversation, we usually do pretty well with each other. Sometimes it gets unhinged.
Well, I get.
So I'll keep it a little hinged for today. But
I got all the bits.
Well, what's going on in your life, John? How's I mean, market's doing well, so John's happy there. I'm a little happy there.
Yeah, I got a home. I got a girl.
You got a car. Got a girl. Got some guns. You got a new gun.
I got gun.
What was the Ruger? I think I might get a Ruger for $180 at Sportsman's Academy. I don't think you could beat that.
Ruger LCP, lightweight, compact pistol.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a little James Bond, just a little stinger.
And John's gun safety is bar none the greatest.
Yes. No.
He doesn't play with them at all either.
I am so careful.
He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything funny with the gun.
Nothing funny. I always point it away from people.
Always loaded. Guns are always.
It's not a joke.
Unloaded. Even if it's unloaded, it's always loaded.
Not a joke.
Yeah,
be safe with the guns.
Of course, unless you got some space to be done with the guns, that's like.
Yeah, unless you want to be a funny guy.
I mean, unless you got you got to go to the woods. If you want to be an idiot with guns, you got to go to the woods.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
well,
like
good. Yeah.
It's like Mac and his guns. With
Yeah,
them.
I'm still doing well with the crypto market. I was part of that dumb Celsius bullshit where I don't know, I got greedy and was like, oh, I can leverage my assets.
Oh,
and
you were
borrow.
in the Celsius?
I got fucked on that a little bit. Not too badly fucked, but I got fucked a little bit. Can we curse on the podcast?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. No, remember it's all
Yeah, it's
representation, no taxation.
It's all right. It's part of getting fucked in the crypto market is a rite of passage. So I've been told by anybody who's been in it. Once you're in a couple cycles and you kind of experience how it works, you're kind of.
You lost it all in Celsius?
No. I just lost like half my Bitcoin.
VeChain, baby.
My VeChain's been going good. I was on VeChain early, and I'm still long on VeChain. I'm still holding everything. It's interesting actually with the meme coins. I do have a philosophy about where I think it's going to go with the meme coins because everyone talks shit about them. But my prediction. You want to hear my thoughts on it? All right, so I think it's going to become something where. There's all this talk about a social credit system where it's like if I'd like John, I'll give John like a good, which is kind of like
John coins.
Well, hold on, I'm not there yet, but it's like, yes, but it's like an Orwellian kind of idea that everyone's afraid of a social credit system of where it's like China, where it's like communist China, because I think they already have something like that. But I think it'll become something where you'll have your own personal coins, and only John will be at liberty to give his coins to other people.
John will have Bitcoin.
So you have to, but if you have,
you know what I'm saying?
But if it gets to a thing and there's John coin and there's Deebo coin, you're not going to be able to tank my social credit score unless I let you into my Deebo market.
Well, unless I got Bitcoin too.
Well, yeah, but you can't buy Deebo coin, John, unless I give you some.
No, everyone takes Bitcoin.
I know everyone takes Bitcoin, John, but eventually what will happen? Yeah,
no, Deebo, you're gonna be like, please let me have some of that.
John will be like, Deebo, I'll give you a Bitcoin for 50 million, half of Deebo's stock, because I joke with my buddies. I'm always like, if someone's in a low spot and they're kind of going through a hard time, I'm always like, hey, buddy, like I try to encourage them, like, hey, buddy, I know you're going through it right now, but I just want to let you know I'm buying all your stock. And it's been kind of the joke with Norman. And we've even talked about it when Jimmy's talking all his bullshit and getting too high. It's like, okay, Jimmy, I'm selling your stock, buddy. You're getting too high.
Yeah.
And then
take profits and run.
Yeah. Well, my encouragement is if I'm ever overinflated in myself and my ego's starting to get out of check and I'm starting to think I'm high and mighty, I want you as a friend to be able to tell me, Deebo, I'm selling some of your stock.
Well, the thing about me is I always buy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude.
I buy low, high. I'm just always buying. I was buying Deebo stock, Norman stock, Jimmy stock, Garrett stock.
Dude, I bought Norman stock low.
On the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar, dude. No, and there's
pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, no, it's real. It's real. And so I don't know. If I start doing like a lot of cocaine and start going real hard and like getting in fights and like talking a big game, then maybe you let me know that you're selling just so I can get a head.
No, I'll just be like, Deebo, I'm buying hotter than ever.
Yeah, Deebo's on coke now. Let's go, Deebo. We're going to
buy.
I think it's a sell signal for me.
Oh, Deebo's a movie star?
No, yeah, God, right. No, fucking right.
Cashing in.
Yeah. But anyway, I think the coins are gonna be idea coins. So I'm gonna buy. I found there's Jesus coin. I like Jesus. I'm gonna buy a bunch of Jesus.
What if
there's a Liberty coin. There's a I don't know. I don't know if there's a Liberty coin. But there's probably a USA coin, and I'll probably buy, some America coin, because I like America, and I could sell it.
I do have some of the yellow frog.
Yellow frog. I got Pepe. I got some Pepe. I got a little Wojak.
No, the yellow frog, the one that all the memes we've been sending each other.
Oh yeah, the yellow frog. Okay, well that's just another Pepe thing. That's just the extension of Pepe. He's just a yellow Pepe.
Yeah, what do they call them though?
But it'll be like, you'll have like grass finished beef coin, or like regenerative farming coin. I don't fucking know, but it'll be like a representation of just ideas. Panque. Let me see him.
Yeah, Panque.
Oh yeah, cash.
Yeah, cash.
Oh god, yeah. No, I've seen him. Yeah, it's a kick. But anyway, I don't know. They're saying there's gonna be a little dip before the big rocket explosion. But I don't know. I tend not to predict markets. Definitely not selling, but I'm not necessarily buying either.
Mm-hmm. What if your every thought becomes a coin?
Well, Well, yeah. I mean, it could be like it's just no. They'll just be idea coins. There'll be LSU Tiger coins. There'll be the Saints coin. There'll be the New England Patriots coin, and you just essentially buy what you dig, and that'll be kind of it. And maybe there'll be some market where you could trade it, but it's just
Hey,
like,
Allison.
hey, Allison.
If she comes in, shout out live.
We got a tuner. Hey, Allison, how you doing? Nice to meet you finally. Well, I guess we're not meeting each other, but soon. Anyway,
what if your every thought becomes a coin, Deebo?
that's too much. That's just too much.
What if it's literally like the Matrix is gorging upon the real world? It's breaking through, and meme coin is the thing. Like you meme coin every single aspect of your life. Like
yeah. I mean,
I got toilet coin. Like
well, yeah. I mean,
you need to use the bathroom, Deebo.
Yeah.
Give me that toilet
I
coin.
use the bathroom a lot. I might get the toilet coin.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's like to use the bathroom, you gotta spend some toilet.
No, see,
coin.
that's no draconian. I think it's gonna be that.
You want cotton candy? You got any cotton candy coin?
Yeah, that's all too much. I think it's gonna start with bigger ideas like football teams, and then I mean, there's probably already an Elon Musk coin. There's probably there's probably like a Donald Trump coin. I don't know if there's a Joe Biden coin, but that's just for example.
Why isn't there a Deebo coin?
I don't know. I think we're there. Like honestly, give us a little bit of time. We can develop that.
Dude, you know how hard that would like kick off?
Yeah, no, I would just give you some. I would be like, John, I got some Deebo coin. You're my good old friend from long time childhood.
Yeah, do you
friend.
give me an
could
airdrop?
Yeah, I'll give you an airdrop. Like John's, like people have already kind of bought my stock, so to speak, and already been there for me in my life. So I would just give it to those people. But I think this is where
I think it's a simple thing with Solana.
Well,
you can just like create it.
Maybe, but I think it's going to become really easy to create your own coin.
That's what I like,
at some
though.
point. No, but the people were saying, what if I made a John coin and I owned all the John?
You motherfucker.
I owned all the John coin. Well, so
Wait, Deebo, you created the John coin and then you own it all? Fuck you, man.
It'll be inauthentic. Yeah, someone's gonna. Yeah, I think Jimmy was saying he's gonna use my name Deebo for something. Be like, I don't know. He was saying that, but I was like, no way, you can't take my name, buddy. But it would be on my responsibility if I didn't want my coin to tank and I wanted my coin to keep a good value. I just can't give it to idiots. So I'd have to keep it in my network and people I trusted. So it's like on the same token, if I do bad business with someone and end up giving a person all my stock, so to speak, in my personal stock, I mean, not in my companies, that's separate.
Game over.
Then it's, I fucked up. And like I gave some idiot, and bad
Deebo, I ain't never giving you Deebo coin back.
You'll give me some John. No, John, I don't give a fuck. You hold it. Do
No,
it.
if like I bought it all, like you made bad decisions, like no, Deebo, you're my slave now.
John, I'll give you like 1% of Deebo coin. You'll have like 1%. You could try to fucking tank the market, but you're not going to be able to.
Give me 2 cents.
Dude, John, you got to hash up some biddies for that 2%. You want an extra 2%? I got to see a little Bitcoin. You got to pay me for that.
Come on, give me some too.
No, you got to do me some favors, John. You got to give me a couple more Zins. Maybe get me a Benelli or something. But yeah, I think that would be kind of cool, and that would be better than a social credit system because, like, fuck a social credit system where, like, the government's running it. If that was the idea that everyone thinks, like, the government's going to create a social credit system, and I don't think we're anywhere near
They
that.
already have, Deebo.
Well, they have this, so to speak. Well,
your
credit score.
Your credit score. You can't do anything.
But there will be a personal credit system that's run by the free market and through the blockchain, and I think that would be really cool. And that's something I would like. I'm no expert on the subject, but I just think about where it would get. Like, what's a cool place to take it? Because there's no real utility in a lot of this stuff. Even Bitcoin, there's coins that are faster that do a better job than Bitcoin, but it's just
there's
what's
one
understood as the
coin to
value.
rule them all.
It's Bitcoin.
One to bind them.
What do you think about what do you think they're saying the new Google terabyte chip? It's like the new super drive.
Well, yeah, it's
like they're saying the power chip is
like,
so strong it might break the encryption on
well,
Bitcoin.
it's 10 qubits.
Yeah.
In order to break Bitcoin, you would need like 800 million qubits.
Well, I think the new technology they're making can do it, but someone is saying
eventually.
Someone is saying,
but they've already created a proposal of a quantum computing proof algorithm to switch the Bitcoin proof of work algorithm.
Yeah, you just put hard forks.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was asking the Chat GPT Santa Claus. I was asking Santa Claus about cryptocurrencies, and he was telling me what to buy. I was like, "This is crazy!" Like Chat GPT's Santa Claus is telling me which cryptocurrencies to buy.
Dude,
I was like, do I listen to Santa Claus?
Ask him live. Do it live,
dude. I don't know.
Put it right up to the mic.
Well, it's gonna draw out the conversation a little bit, but I could just ask him. He was telling me about Tezos because Tezos is this blockchain that's able to self update itself and like govern and adjust automatically. It's almost as if it's got like smart technology built into it. And he's like, I like Tezos. I was like, really, Santa Claus? I was like, am I going to take financial advice from Santa Claus? I don't know, man. Maybe that might be if anyone.
You might do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Santa Claus might be the one to listen to. AI Santa Claus. This is delicious tea. What is this?
It's got like yerba mate.
Can I smash it?
Yeah,
You want a
smash
little
it.
bit?
Smash
Yep.
it.
Nice. Yeah, John Katz. I mean, God. Okay. I mean, look. The second Gladiator was depressing. I saw it and it was just like they were. Are you busy, John? You texting somebody?
No, I'm listening.
Apparently,
you started it.
Apparently, I'm not important, John.
No,
No.
it's live. You
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
remember
live.
to do. Shh.
Well, look. I'll vent this because I don't like being a critic too much
Mm-hmm.
because I love artists and everyone trying to make good movies. There's people trying. The set design was beautiful. They had the beautiful set design, beautiful wardrobe, and the ideas weren't all too bad. It was just they tried to do these nostalgia references to just give nostalgia to the old film, and it wasn't standing alone as its own. I think there was like probably a minute or two of runtime in the new film that's just direct clips of the old film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You saw the whole film.
I saw the whole film, and
Okay.
I was just disappointed.
Well,
Really-
yeah, no, I loved.
Yeah.
So the thing I already
You
went.
saw it?
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
it.
great.
I went into it already knowing it wasn't going to be better than the first one,
Of course.
but I love ancient Rome. I love just the environment.
Oh, the aesthetic,
The
yeah,
costumes,
the
the
wardrobe,
sets,
everything was gorgeous.
all that. Can't not love it.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
yeah.
Story, of course, story wasn't as good as the first one.
Right.
Of course.
Well, it was they were forcing certain things, and
I did like though how they tried to. I did like the part.
I like
Remember,
the monkeys when everyone hated on the monkeys in the chimpanzee fight. And I thought that was really cool.
really?
Yeah, I can't imagine where that actually happened in real life, and I don't really care. I thought
I
it was
like when he
cool.
quoted the Aeneid or whatever, when he was like, the
Oh, give me
ladder.
another one, John.
Yeah.
Get a fresh Zinni, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sponsored by Zin today.
Yeah. What's the quote? I actually sent it to.
It's probably just like an Epictetus or a Marcus Aurelius quote. They drop those throughout all the movies. But it seemed like for me that Ridley Scott had traded, like, you know, you have a character with stats in a video game, and it's like you can trade like honor for like, you know, like if you have like a football character, it could be strength or agility. You can max, but you can only pick certain stats to balance it out. He had, because I've been a fan of his work for years. Kingdom of Heaven is one of my favorite movies.
Okay, wait. It's the scene. This is what I loved. It's when they made him fight in front of the party, and he's like, "Don't fight." Killed him, and he goes, "The gates of hell are open night and day, smooth the descent and easy the way, but to return and view the cheerful skies, in this task and mighty labor lies."
Yeah, it's cool.
Love that quote.
Yeah, it's cool.
Love that whole thing.
Well, yeah, it was written on the walls in the in the castle. So in the
Smooth. In that.
yeah.
Isn't that horrifying though about horror? Smooth the descent. Smooth.
Yeah, it's easy the way to hell.
It's like
Path to hell is paved with paved with good intentions.
Good
they say,
intentions, but
there's also they say it's like I don't know. Yeah,
easy.
It's easy. It's easy to go into hell.
it's smooth, but you
Yeah.
just slide.
Yeah, the straight and narrow path is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a labor.
But he was essentially just telling them like, hey, he was hinting to them like, hey, I've been up in this royal palace and I'm familiar with the stuff written on the wall. You know, they should have. That was a hint that he was Lucius. But yeah, it seemed like Ridley Scott had traded. Now he's getting old, and I think when you get old, it doesn't matter how great of a career you've had. You can always be fooled into doing some dumb shit. Like Joe Biden, for example. I mean, people hate on his career, but he was a serving politician for many years, and he wasn't all. You know, he had some bad shit in the past, but he wasn't all terrible for the most part. It's just when he got old, he kind of just let. He kind of didn't have any control, you know, and other people kind of just started doing. I don't know. Who knows?
Joe
But it
Biden?
seemed like he let it. Yeah, since he got all old and senile, there's no.
No, see, I
He had
actually
no
have
power,
a kind
you
of a even though I voted for Trump and everything,
Yeah.
and I'm a Trump supporter, actually, Joe Biden actually is funny to me. He
Oh,
makes
no,
me
yeah.
genuinely laugh.
I love the memes where it's like the AI, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump together, like they're best friends.
Well,
and,
no. Genuinely, like Joe Biden things he does. Like, you know, when he put the Trump hat on?
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
hilarious.
they voted for Trump, that family.
No thing. He's
100%.
like, put it on, you son of a bitch,
Yeah,
and he
I
like
don't know.
put it on, just smiled
Yeah,
at the
no,
camera.
yeah, that little. Yeah, he just wanted to hang out with everybody.
Yeah,
and
dude,
they wanted him to do it, and he was like, "All right, I'll let you do it." He's a politician. He wants to please the people. You know, that's his
No,
job.
but, okay, you
is
have to
do
have
the will-
some nuance to put on your rival's hat.
I know. Yeah. Well,
Like-
yeah.
Like you know.
But that's what I attribute Ridley Scott's kind of error in this film to Joe Biden is kind of he maxed out his money stats and he got a big fat paycheck for doing Gladiator 2. And it clearly didn't have as much passion as the first one, and his honor stats came down a little bit. Like he lost a little bit of honor, but his money did go up. Which, I mean, it happens a lot with old filmmakers. George Lucas sold Disney when he got old. It's just they kind of screw
Why are they
up.
selling stuff?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He sold his soul.
I don't know. Both of them did a little bit, and it sucks, man. Because like the new Star Wars things that are coming out, you check out the universes that they create, and they're these dynamic, vast worlds that you can pull so many. We can go back into the Star Wars universe and pull out new original characters. But they just they won't create new characters. They will just keep going back to old.
But the
characters.
Odysseus film, what's that called?
Oh, The Return, man. That one's a masterpiece. And it's
Masterpiece.
It's an absolute masterpiece. It restored, me and Tripp saw it, and we want to see it again. It restored our faith in Hollywood, except for, I don't think it was Hollywood. It seemed to me like Ralph Fiennes, he's also got another film where he's like a Catholic priest or something. I don't know if it's
So
any
he
good.
directed it.
I don't think he directed it, but I think he acted it. There's other people who produced it and directed it, but for all intents and
The
purposes,
Return, that's what it's called?
yeah, it's an absolute masterpiece, and you can't find it. We're in New Orleans, Louisiana, the greater New Orleans area, and I just asked Santa on ChatGPT because I can't find it anywhere. John's gonna have to freaking pirate.
Berto
Yeah, it looks like what he did was
Pasolini.
Yeah, it looks like Ralph Fiennes from my point of view. I could be wrong, and they won't even show the budget. They won't even. Maybe they've disclosed it.
They're trying to hide it from you, Deebo.
They're trying to hide it from everybody. It's an absolute masterpiece. A little slow at points, but poignant. And it pulled off this beautiful romance story between two old people, which is another thing that's pretty hard to pull off. Most romance stories and movies tend to have younger people, and it's easier sell. It's hard to do that with an older couple. But they pulled that off flawlessly too.
Let's watch. You want to watch the trailer and live and
Yeah,
see?
we could watch the trailer.
See the
But it looks
Return.
like Ralph Fiennes took a couple $1 million, took some of his homies, went to Greece, and just pumped this masterpiece out. Like, no fucking around. They just like, look at him. He just did it.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, we can watch the trailer. I'd highly recommend everyone find a way to go see it. It might not be showing near you.
The smartest of all the heroes. He led us for 10 years in the Trojan War, before his brilliant plan to build the Great Horse. The Trojans thought it was a gift and took it behind their walls.
Just give the pretext of the
Outpoured
Iliad.
our soldiers. Odysseus led us to victory.
People love stories.
You were there?
That's right, Ralph Fiennes. People love stories.
I am Odysseus' wife.
Odysseus is dead.
Not to me.
There was no king. He sailed to Troy.
Loyalty.
Took the best men with him.
Yeah, dude. 20 years she stayed
turning
there.
up.
Waiting for his widow
that's
to
why
choose a
Hollywood
new
didn't
husband
like
to be
it.
king.
Scoundrels.
Deebo would have folded.
I would have folded.
20 years, Deebo.
Well, Odysseus
The
folded. He was having sex with the witch, but they don't show that. in this
Terrifying the
movie.
people.
They need me alive. At least until I choose my husband.
No, everyone wants Odysseus' wife.
We
You can't get better than that.
Yeah.
She started to trick him.
Yeah, no, they are
To gain time.
Everything. I mean, if you know the story, everything is exactly accurate. So it's for being a story that you already know what's going to happen. It's really cool to see that you're still really engaged in it because it was just pulled off great. I mean, it's a classic story. If you know anything about
Let's see.
Greek
Too
mythology.
soon, when I finish my wedding contract.
Oh, yeah, there's her doing it.
Who's making a fool of you? Of us all?
And he's just a badass, dude.
I know who you are.
A tramp!
He's been fighting for
If I
20
were
years.
free, I'd fight for what was mine. I'd fight for my people.
He just kills people. Like,
What will the people say when they see I have returned alone? That I led all their men to their deaths?
This land is ruined.
Oh, dude, I want to see it so bad.
It's also a struggle about finding courage. Like, he's the king and he comes home.
Hunting party.
Yeah, let's not watch all of it because it's spoilers. But like,
So, what do you think of like the Odysseus ethos versus the Achilles ethos?
well, they're different. Odysseus was I think I like him better because he's
I do like him better. He's more nuanced.
Well, he's supposed to be the wise one, you know, and which is who cares? But there's more going on. Achilles was just the greatest warrior ever, you know, and gifted by God and was just unkillable, which is great. He's the greatest warrior ever. But Odysseus was just kind of a man, like a regular man, a king nonetheless, but also just a man, and he was just he just had to be smart, and that was his thing. And so you get to see all the ways in which he uses his mind to. And you could see it shows his wit in the film. It's great, but it's also like in this one, it's like a test of bravery because he comes back just so defeated, and he's the king, and so he has to, in order to like to do what he has to do to clean up his country and to come back and be the king again, he has to become the king.
Yeah.
And so for part of the film, he just is. They say in the old stories he pretended to be a beggar, but in this one he was actually a beggar. Like he was actually down there. He wasn't just like faking it. He'd been like crushed and defeated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he just ended up somehow like all of his men got killed. Like his honor was like he was all messed up, you know. And
Honor
so
was shot.
His honor was shot. Yeah, he returned home with all of his men killed. He was having a hard time. All like PTSD from war. Like it's excellent. It's just great.
Do you remember what he did to try to escape the Trojan War?
No, what do you do?
So it's actually a hilarious story.
I didn't know he tried to escape the Trojan.
No, he
War.
did. Yeah, he
That's
did
great.
it. It's in the Iliad.
Really?
So this is before because he's in the Iliad.
Right.
He fights in the Iliad. He actually has like a rogue mission with Ajax.
Really?
In the Iliad,
Oh, that's nice.
where it's nighttime and they're like going rogue, trying to sneak into the
cool.
armies. But he tried to like Agamemnon was like, "Hey, I need you to fight this war. You know, Helen of Troy. Like, need you to fight the war over a
My brother's
woman.
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's wife." And so he was like, "No, I now suffer like a mental like they were like, oh no, Odysseus, he has like a mental illness. He's like retarded now." And so he wouldn't talk to anyone. They'd be like, "Odysseus, are you ready to fight the
would just
war?"
look at him like
and he'd
this.
just look at him like, ugh. And the way they got him though, the way they called bullshit on him is he was like plowing his crops and they like threw like a kid in front of him where he would have ran over the kid if he was like
If he was
truly
lame, then he
lame or
would've- yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
And he went around the kids like,
dude,
gotcha.
yeah, you got
And he's
it.
like, all right, you got me, guys. I'm ready to go.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah, but it's interesting. Films like that are not being sponsored by Hollywood because I don't think he took their money. I don't think it's their story, and I don't think they want to endorse it.
Why has Hollywood got problems, Deebo?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like it's just
you
it's
do
just-
know,
it's
Deebo.
just- We ain't gonna get into that. We can get into that. I think
Scared.
it's just been a lack of faith, and it's been there's no passion projects. It's like they'll have like the big studios. They have a bank to pick from of films, and they go, whatever. This one's next in line. Make that movie, and it's not really like. I mean, that was the beauty in, I guess, the old days, but also I think we're going to enter a new golden age of cinema because I'm kind of seeing, I live in Venice. And so I'm able to kind of see these passionate young filmmakers who want to come out and do something. And I check them to see if they're for real. I'm like, okay, what's your inspiration? They're like, dude, I love Disney. I love the old classic shit. I love real storytelling. No like political bullshit, just good storytelling. And they're like, they're driven towards it. So, and the ability to really, I mean, we've done camera tests to test your iPhone camera versus DSLR cameras and certain things like that. Your camera's covered. You used to have to pay for a $200,000 camera or rent it, but now you got to have your $1,000.
Oh yeah, they make films with iPhone.
Have your
now.
$1,500 iPhone if you need, or your $1,000 iPhone, and they're still going to be great quality. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to get sound is the one thing that's tough to you can't fake good sound quality.
Yeah,
you need these bad.
This is so good because it's just all right here, but
Exactly.
having to follow someone with dialogue.
I mean,
and
you've
stuff,
got a great camera right there, but even that's not necessary. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You could do this whole podcast on your iPhone.
Yeah, true.
And so I remain hopeful because
It wouldn't look so good though, Deebo. With that.
I remain hopeful because I truly think that they're starving for people who are gonna do something real. And it's so funny. I bring that up, and people get fired up when I talk about that. They're like, "Oh yeah, you don't think there's any good?" I'm like, "I don't think there's any good producers, bro. I don't think there's any good directors or producers."
You bait him, Deebo.
I know I do. I bait
Dude, it's
him.
like
I
a
bait him.
bass. It's like.
And then it's a little trick. And then I'm like at like some like bullshit party. I'm like, I don't think there's any good producers or directors. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
you don't think any good producers?
No, they'll be
Not
like,
one?
No, they'll be like, oh yeah, you don't think so? You got to meet my buddy, and then they'll introduce me to like a director. And I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm
Genius.
Genius. Yeah, I'm
Genius.
Like, genius. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
you don't think there's any good? Here's the head of MGM Studios right here.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wait, so he's a good guy?
Yeah,
like,
okay. And then I pretend that they're
no, yeah, I bet he's all right. All right, Deebo. Well, guess what?
We'll
I'm
prove
gonna
it to
put
you.
you in this movie, and then like you're gonna star it, and
I
then
don't
you're gonna
know.
see how good of a producer I
don't know.
am.
I'm not. It's something I want to pursue. The film stuff. It's always been my background and my upbringing and my earliest inspiration. But I'm caught up in the music industry, so I gotta try to put a bow on what I'm doing with my music production.
Hey, tell me about the music industry, Deebo.
Oh, it's crazy, man. We we throw these big parties. Me and the big man throw the big parties.
Give me the real
My partner
underwear.
want to stay anonymous. It's taken off into its own thing. That's kind of the kids are running with it, which is the beautiful part. Because I don't want to be running raves in these shows into my 30s. It's too taxing to stay up till 5-6 a.m. every weekend.
Yeah.
But this last one we booked kind of a controversial artist who'd been canceled early in the year. He was a Trump supporter and kind of said some cringy shit, and but nothing too bad really. But he's also a Jewish man, and people are trying to paint him as a Nazi. It's like, how many Jewish Nazis exist? So
Very few.
we booked him, and he was starting to get bigger bookings with clubs and things like that. So we thought, okay, we'll book him for this party, and it might have been him. We booked another controversial artist, so I mean, I don't know where it came from, but someone had threatened to bring harm to the artists and had threatened to hurt people, and that they sent that to the police department. So I got
Terrorism?
a call. Yeah, this was terrorist. Yeah. So it was completely bullshit. But I got a call from the Vice Department, and it was very jarring. I was like, oh God, here we go. I got to deal with these people. And they were helpful. They were really helpful. They helped us out, and they weren't trying to shut down the party. And I was really shocked. They did check with the venue and make sure everything was in order.
So they worked with you.
They did. They insisted on more security, and there's this thing I was kind of always afraid of, but they really appreciate that we're keeping it safe. We're keeping it, you have to be 21 plus. We're keeping it very, very safe, and
But let's
really
be
just
real.
It's a community. It's a good community. It's a community of artists. It's a different type of music that you might not be into. And it's growing on me, but it's this EDM stuff, and and people like it, man. So it's like, and then there's people really producing good music, and I have a first look at all of them. So, before any big record labels can see these people, I see them and give them the opportunities. And so I've been very fortunate to be a part
There
of
you
it.
go.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a good transition from the music production into the film production. But we'll see. It's going to be a long road, and you just got to keep the faith. And it's interesting. If you claim you want something, you find the pieces will start to kind of gather around you.
Deebo, you could do like a live advertisement right now, and I could clip it, and then you could just zoom in on your face like on a podcast. Like,
No.
Under-
I'm just one of the producers and promoters.
Okay.
I don't want to give a
He was
plug. I'm
low-key.
supposed to still kind of stay a little bit anonymous.
he's the one with the boots.
I'm the one to put the boots on. Yeah.
If you see the most magnificent boots, you've run into the head.
Yeah, I got the Alden boots.
Yeah.
Boots. I'm not the head. I'm one of the people who help make the magic happen, but I'm not the head.
Did the police work with you in the terrorism incident because of your boots specifically?
They wanted everyone to be safe, and I put my boots on for that night. I remember everyone's like, "Why are you dressed so sharp and snazzy?" I was like, "Well, I have to be good looking tonight."
If you didn't have those boots, do you think the outcome could have been
we
different?
would have been fine. We would have been fine. The boots just helped me become.
I don't know about that.
Maybe not. I think the boots helped me become more confident. A man needs a good pair of boots, everyone. I've been refraining from buying myself good clothes forever. But there's a few things I think a man needs, we're a woman, but a man. I think most importantly, you need to have a good pair of boots, and you got to have a nice running engine and a nice vehicle.
Yeah, but I think
Very
they saw
simple.
your boots and like a fuse like went in their head.
Oh yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, okay,
That was-
okay,
and that
everything,
was
it's
it.
all
They
good."
They knew everything was under control. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, it's mildly stressful, but it's good. It's good, and it's for the people. It's for the community, and I'm trying to let other people kind of take charge of it and run with it. And it's also become this hub, and it was kind of an idea I had that I thought would be cool, but it kind of became this where there's other little brands are coming and tethering themselves. So there's a new brand we're working with that does it's like an anti-hangover brand, and it's this little jelly thing that you slurp up. Now they have the anti-hangover pills and powders, but this is a little jelly that you slurp. It's like a little glizzy. It's kind of nasty when you do it. You're like, you got to slurp up the slug. But it's these students from USC have developed this product that helps with real science put behind it. I question
Slurp the slug.
and it cures your hangover. So now we have this small company working with us. There's another company that's you've heard of Liquid Death water. And I never liked Liquid Death. I thought that's a weird name for water. Why would I want to drink Liquid Death? I think you put bad energy into the water when you call it Liquid Death.
Yeah.
And this brand is
Liquid Life, it should be.
well, this one's called Holy Water.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Holy Water. And so I went to the same but different, excellent festival with some good buddies of mine who brought me along, and I met the Holy Water guys out there, and so they're going to start working with us now. And so it's
I
now
like that. I
becoming-
like that name.
Yeah, so it's become this thing where it's about the shows and the artists, but now it's about entrepreneurs. We're now gathering the best in the community who want to come together and hang out with you. Everyone loves each other and everyone hangs out. And
Nothing excites me like entrepreneurship and venture capitalism.
dude, it's great. No, and I just want to help these guys.
That's my thing that gets my blood going.
Yeah.
Is when you bring up venture capitalism, private equity, and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it's great, man.
I start going.
We're starting to sponsor people, and we're trying to get we want some sweat equity, obviously, and maybe there's some VC groups that I want to try to raise money for. But at the very least, we're promoting their brand, and we're putting them out there. And it's good brands that I like that have come to us. And if there's some that suck, but some are really good, and then some are just too small. They had one guy make me my own personal bottle of absinthe. It's purple absinthe, and he home brews it. And so that's one that I can't really get behind. I don't know, but people don't like absinthe unless you're in New Orleans. Maybe if we launch underwear in New Orleans,
Yeah, baby.
we can bring the purple absinthe.
The purple absinthe.
The purple absinthe. You've seen the green absinthe. Never seen the purple.
Yeah, not the purple. That sounds rare.
It was really good.
Sounds mythical.
It's really good, but yeah, people don't like absinthe. It's too old. It's too weird. It needs to stay in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, it's great. It's a great thing, and it's been really good. I'm grateful for the guys who've got me in it.
What's the in-game goal?
Well, I mean, I want to phase into film production in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, so it's like, look how good of this music production. Think about a movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think any good producers exist. So.
No.
Oh wait, this guy's a good producer.
I mean, I lied about it at first. I was like, I'm a good producer, and I wasn't producing anything. So there is a little bit of delusion that has to go into
You gotta watch out for that, Deebo.
Well, you gotta. There's some truth to faking it until you make it. There really is. And if you just start acting like and it's a classic thing. A lot of my teachers have kind of taught me that. If I delved into years, I would just like kill myself with self-help tapes and listening to Jim Rohn and Les Brown and all these guys. And
it's all risky.
It's all risky.
The moment you were born, it got risky.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think, risky, yeah.
But if you think trying's risky, wait until you see the
you get the bill for not
the bill for
trying.
not trying. Exactly. So I'll
tell you how risky life is. You're not gonna make it out alive.
Yeah, but that's risky.
It's all risky.
Jim Rohn's amazing. He was Tony Robbins' teacher and mentor, and he's the one who got the great Tony Robbins into this game. So if you want to see the guy who created the great Tony Robbins and helped, I wouldn't say create. I think Tony Robbins had it. But
I love Jim Rohn.
Jim Rohn's a master. And people don't know about him.
He geeks.
He geeks. Yeah, he's great.
Like he gets so in it. It's like
he gets
like,
great. And he gets biblical with it. He draws a lot of references go back to the Bible, which might send some people off. But hey, man, there's
No,
good
he's
stories.
the real deal. He's like
the real
when you
deal.
hear him, it's like, oh no, this man believes utterly in what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's so okay. They say that's the highest frequency you can give off is genuineness.
Yeah.
Being genuine. Like people want signal. They want to tune into like
They want
the
something
right
real.
signal.
They want
real,
something
genuine.
real, yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of bravery to do that and fearlessness, and that tie it back to Hollywood and the stories they're writing. I don't know where they're getting these stories from, but also I thought about it. I mean, I've been practicing my certain crafts and doing this for a while, and I thought about you guys, and I thought, you know, wouldn't it be great? You know, I know you guys have been writing stories for the last 7 years, and Jimmy's wrote several books. Garrett's wrote several. You've wrote how many?
Several.
Several. Several. I figured, you know, if I'm getting good at my craft after however many years of dedication I've done, and, you know, maybe it started off as a pipe dream with certain things, and now I'm starting to see the fruits. I thought, what about John? I said, you know what? Maybe John and Garrett and Jimmy, they're smart. I know they're smart. They're my best friends.
No,
from
dude, we're
childhood.
dumb as
I know
rocks.
y'all dumb, but I was like, they gotta be good storytellers at this point. They gotta be. You write 4 books, you can't. If you suck at storytelling after 4 books, then I might have to whoop your ass. You know, but I truly believe y'all probably. I haven't really read any of y'all's work. I know we got Jimmy's.
I'm gonna give you one of mine. It's a
Let's
short
read
story.
Let's read a little bit of it.
It's a short story. You want it?
Have you ever read any on the podcast?
No.
Let's read some.
Okay,
Come
yeah,
on.
here, let me
Let's
pull it
read
up.
one. Let's read one.
Let me pull one up. Let's see. Do.
Now you draw a lot from the fantasy realm. Fantasy was always your background in reading, right? That was you were
Well,
always into
ancient glory, fantasy, fantastical,
Yeah.
imagination kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that whole thing. I'm pulling
I
up.
was a big Hemingway guy. I loved Hemingway.
No, you'll love it, Deebo. You'll love this. I'll give you a copy too. It's a short story.
Mm-hmm.
I have a covered copy. I'll give it to you. Okay.
But you got to dive in, man. I was thinking about the books, man. I was like, at the end of the day, man, I just want to tell stories, whether that be through music or my existence or just talking to you and doing this podcast or making movies. I love stories, and I think you can save people with stories. You can save yourself with stories.
Oh yeah.
If you don't like stories, I think
put my
there's
heart and
something
soul.
wrong. I think there's something wrong with you if you don't like stories.
You read a little of that,
I'll read a
Deebo?
little bit of this. It's chapter 1. Can I dive into like a middle chapter?
No. Dude, start.
All right.
Start chapter 1 because it sets it, and then I'll
right.
go forward.
448 BC, Helios of Athens. I like that. Good name, Helios. Of Athens sat at a stone desk, sketching the curvy figure of an Athenian woman. A low burning oil lamp cast light over her bosom. John.
Yeah, dude.
John.
Read it.
They melted into her arms as she leaned to the side, firm. Maybe we'll skip this part. Nipples pointing back towards the heavens. God. Okay, all right. We just had to get that out of the way. All right. We had to just clear that a little bit.
I put babes in my books.
You know,
Deebo.
John, it ain't no shame in hooking the audience with a little bit of literary pornography. It's okay. It's okay. If you gotta hook them,
Hey.
if you gotta hook them with a
Okay,
little bit
this
of
isn't
literary.
the fairy smut, what they
Hey,
call it or whatever.
I've seen worse things on the internet, so you're all right, John. All right, a cold wind blew her long, dark black hair towards her voluptuous bosom. Bottom. Oh shit. Back on the ass. All right. It hugged the fair skin like a curling smoke and spilled up on her exposed legs. This woman better have more in the story than just her ass and her legs.
Oh yeah. No,
Helios's
it's a whole
mouth-
betrayal,
Okay.
love, revenge.
Okay. Helios' mouth opened as he watched the bumps on her rise on her skin. Her bosom hardened, growing further. God. Is he gonna seduce her? At what point does he lay it down and put the pencil down? All right, Helios had grayish green eyes, unless he's a homosexual. Strong, square, or just a gentleman. You don't have to seduce people. A square jaw and a slightly blonde hair. His eyes flashed upon placing of the reed tip. On
Okay, so wait, I'll skip forward. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's hop.
this is his girl, okay, and then she's like, "Oh, the Dionysia festival is tonight of Athens." So he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." She's like, "I'll meet you at a party," basically. So
Why don't you give us a synopsis? It looks like it's like 8 chapters. This thing.
yeah,
Oh, it's 4 chapters. Give us a synopsis. Rather than me reading, I don't know if everyone wants to watch me read.
basically the synopsis is, wait, read this scene. You'll like this scene real quick. Let me get.
I like the first scene too, by the way. For me, I like it.
Yeah. Okay, read that. Yeah, read that.
Chapter 3. A spooky glow hung over the Athenian center. Athens Center, excuse me. It was purple, twilight, almost as if Dionysus has come down and sprinkled his touch upon the people. Loud laughter. Okay, so it's a festival.
Yeah.
My name is derived from Dionysus, Dennis. But anyway, it's fitting that I throw parties. Okay, loud laughter and yelling burst forth. Even some animals, like growls that would make Helios stop upon his tracks. His eyes furrowed to ensure that he hadn't happened upon some forest in his drunkenness. Limping through the crowd, he made it for his friend
wait. Let me skip ahead. So basically, they go to this party. This is. Yeah, boo boo. So basically, okay, he goes to this party.
Yeah, give us a synopsis.
Goes to the Dionysus, gets drunk with his friend, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wrote this story like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Gets drunk with his friend. At the very end, he goes to his friend's big symposium party, like a wealthy, they call him Kalos Kagathai.
It's a mansion party, yeah.
Yeah, mansion party, basically. And the girl that he thought he loved at the beginning of the story ends up getting with another guy, betraying him, and he catches her. Wait, so watch.
Is this the one he was drawing the breast?
Yeah.
Well, she's just a model, dude. I've dealt with that.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that, dude. It's funny. Me and Trip were thinking.
Yeah, start right here.
Cleo's eyes bulged wide as he saw Helios catch sight of Penelope. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Who is pressed against one of his other friends, Amanita. Oh, nice. Poor man. This couldn't be good. Cleo led his dance partner towards them, hoping he could make amnesty. Helios had spotted Penelope, and his heart fluttered excitedly at the prospect of giving her the flowers. He waved through the crowd defensively, protecting the bushel like a newborn baby. Penelope, wearing midnight blue chiton with golden ornaments wrapped in her black hair, laughed and rested her hand flirtatiously on Amanita's chest before leaning forward and giving him a lustful kiss, grabbing low on his chit. What is a chiton?
Chiton, it's like the clothes that the ancient Greeks wore. So
Right.
it's kind of like the toga that the Romans did, but it's like the Greek version.
Call it a toga.
So Penelope.
I don't think anybody knows what a chiton is. Modern audiences,
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Read that.
Turning back, Penelope gasped at the sight of Helios standing there with a bushel of flowers. She held her hand over her mouth in shock. Amanita placed his arm on her and glowered at Helios' direction, grinning. Oh, damn, dude, he getting zesty.
Yeah.
They put bro in jail. His brow raised. Helios, not understanding the social cues, rushed towards Penelope with the flowers extended. He's just a lover boy. He had a big smile set on his face, lost in the moment of being able to give her flowers. Cleo arrives and tried to shoot a warning at Helios. It's too late. Amanita stepped in front of Penelope and shoved poor Helios, who fell hard, unable to maintain balance on his crippled leg. He's just a poor little crippled. He's a lover boy.
He's actually a demigod, but
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the catch.
but he got crippled. His dad was murdered.
Aw.
And the murderers of his dad, he stumbled as a kid, like, no, you're killing my dad, slit his throat.
Yeah.
And then the murderer said, should we kill him?
No, they're like,
no, we got to
crippled
get out
out,
of
yeah,
here.
big crippled
Stabbed
his
his
ass,
leg and stabbed the knife in his leg and said, you're just a poor boy now.
Yeah, crippled. Oh, damn, dude. Damn, that sucks.
This is when he's a little older.
That's pretty. That's a pretty cool premise, though, dude. Being a demigod. Imagine being a demigod and you're crippled.
Yeah.
Do you just go full rage at that point and like?
Well,
take
okay,
vengeance?
so that's a part
so
of my.
you might take vengeance.
So no, that's a part of my greater story of Acropolis, the whole book I wrote, which is like 60,000 words. Basically, it gets past this where.
I love that, dude. I love that. I gotta say, you took a little bit of that from the Lightbringer series, which is good.
I took from everything.
I took from everything.
Everything in my life experience.
So that's great, dude. It's like
so,
the young hero's just this poor little fat kid in the Lightbringer, so he's crippled.
On the night of an Athens party, he stumbles upon the Parthenon, kind of dejected, like he's a crippled boy. And
he went to God. So
there's this secret wealthy group who have this box, and it's Pandora's box.
Oh, dude, he's doing black
but they're
magic,
all like doing something sketchy, and no one should be up there on this night, okay?
Yeah.
and he's watching him from distance, like, what the hell is going on here?
ketamine
And they're like, is it working? They're trying to, like, they're prying at the box, and then the wind starts whipping everywhere, and there's like a high piercing howl, and they go, it's happening, run away. They
he's
run
fucking
away
with
from the
black
box.
magic, yeah.
So he goes up to the box,
he goes
and
fucks
it
with it.
explodes. It blasts him through the halls of the
Now
Parthenon
he's
back
good.
on the ground. And guess who's there? It's Hades.
Oh, Hades, fuck it, yeah.
Hades, like,
they pull
like
Hades
ready.
out.
And then all kinds of monsters gets released from Pandora's box. Harpies start grabbing citizens, tearing them
they start-
apart.
oh, goddamn.
And like he's like, oh my gosh, and Hades. Wait, let me pull this up. You'll love this, Deebo. Let me pull this up.
I love this, John.
Oh yeah, this is the shiz right here. Yeah, this is my book. Yeah, wait, I'm gonna let you just read the scene of when he gets blasted back into the hall.
Well, just tell me about it. Tell me. I don't want to read. It's
No,
It's too much time.
just the scene of him interacting with
okay.
Hades. That's it, and then I won't make you read anymore.
That's probably a cool scene. Who you gonna
yeah.
have play Hades? Can we get Ralph Fiennes? Let's get Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
Who would be your Hades trip? John, excuse me.
Who would be my
So used to
Hades?
hanging out with Trip. Yeah, who would be your Hades?
You.
I'll be your Hades.
Yeah, you could be the Hades.
You know, what'd be really good. Christopher Lee, rest in peace.
No, wait.
They had this interview with him where they're like, "You're the king of horror." He's like, "I'm not the king of horror." See, always trying to make me the bad guy. I'll play the bad guy. Yeah, that's okay. Ralph Fiennes played the bad guy too. He was Amon Goff
Okay, wait.
in Schindler's List. What does Hades do to him? Just tell me about it. There's no way he talks too much to Hades. I mean, he's a demigod. Is Hades his dad? His dad
No.
Hades?
Athena's his mom.
Hades never got down like that with like the demigod shit. I feel like he didn't have many kids. Poseidon and Zeus were fucking everybody. You know, they had all the demi children. But Hades, I feel like just had Persephone and was just chilling.
Okay, yeah. Here's the yeah. So
Just tell me about it, John. Come on. Just tell the story. You're the storyteller now. You tell me the story.
I'm gonna
now.
tell you the story,
Just
Deebo.
tell me the story, John. Hook
Yeah,
me in
group
so I
of
wanna
people
read it.
stealthily dressed, huddling around something.
Yep.
Are you sure this is the right one? How could it not
Let's
be?
go to Hades.
Do not feel its power. What will happen once it's open? How should I know? Never seen anything like this. Enough, grabbed one of the taller figures. He pulled a short bronze sword out from his sleeves, moved toward the box. Helios gripped the column. He was watching him, spying on him.
Nice.
I'm going to wedge a crack in the lid, and we must immediately depart this place. You don't want to be here to face whatever it is. Blah, blah, blah. So they do it. Took several steps back. Helios held his breath as the figure plunged the bronze sword into the crack of the chest. All at once, the wind picked up fiercely, whipping at his back. He was a horse being urged forward. Figures melted away, running back down the Acropolis. Helios moved towards the box. His interest peaked. A low whistle sound escaped, its ringing tickling the innards of his ear. The whistle grew louder and louder until it reached a screeching roar.
Go to Hades. Go to Hades.
This is it. Horrifying cry, he covered his ears in pain while opening his mouth in a silent yell. The box gave a violent shudder, then exploded. Helios was blasted back into the halls of Parthenon. He lay gasping, vision completely white. Roars erupted around him, coupled with deep laughter. Death must surely have taken him to the underworld. Screams filled the air as Helios repeatedly blinks his eyes, trying to gain sight back. The pain he felt, blah, blah, blah. A horrific sight greets him. Athenians are being ripped to shreds.
You, young man. Is it to you I owe my thanks? All right, John, you want to read Helios'
Yeah. The figure starts to slowly step towards Helios while maintaining his smile. Helios says nothing out of shock, and the man's smile grows wider, revealing more perfect white teeth. Silence is consent.
Why do you not speak? Have you ever understood Have you ever stood in the presence of a god?
No, shudders Helios. As the god advanced towards him, Helios noticed the grace in which he moved his body was effortless. Natural law didn't apply to this figure as it did him. He was the helpless lamb, and this thing the powerful wolf. Jaws menacing and ready to devour. Eyes deep and boundless and mysterious as the cosmos. The longer Helios stared, the darkness seemed to envelop the world, blocking out the sun and creating a private space between the two. Each time Helios blinked, the god grew in beauty, sheer, raw, archaic beauty. A wave of nausea washed over Helios as he witnessed divinity. Surrender was his only option. The power that leaked from this being was infinite. Helios held his hands out willingly to the god, preparing to give himself. The god gave a warm laugh as if Helios' surrender was the wisest decision he could make. Who was he to argue with a god? Just before
That's
Helios...
what I was about to say, dude. I thought you were going to have a whole dialogue with him. I'm like, dude, this guy ain't going to tell fucking Hades shit.
Yeah. Just before Helios was taken, another divinity materialized between them, a goddess decorated in full military armor with shield and spear in hand. She shone a blinding white light that rose off her skin as if smoke would a fire. Helios' vision instantly snapped back to the presence. The screams of the citizens returned louder than before. "Ah, my lady, it is always good to see you," says the dark god, smiling fiercely. The goddess replies by forming into a battle stance. She raises her shield and levels a spear towards the god's heart. Then turning her head, she glances at Helios. Her eyes also shine with power, but a different kind. Cool, steady, and comforting. They fill Helios with warmth, reassuring him with her protection.
Did Persephone come with him? Is that
Athena.
Oh, it's Athena.
She looks like the very statue that rested just behind them in the Parthenon,
What were they
patron
doing
to
in the box?
Athens. Wait, what?
What was she doing in the box? She was in the box
No,
or
no,
she just pulled up?
She pulled up.
Oh,
yeah,
she just pulls up.
because
okay. Gods can just pull up.
the Parthenon was the temple to Athena.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So she just pulls up. Yeah,
She
she's
pulls
like,
up.
What's going on in my house?
Yeah, exactly. She gently nods, "Run, Helios," before turning back to the gods. So that's Athena starts fighting Hades. But
That's
wait,
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
this last one we're done. Deebo, last one.
I love it. I don't know if Hades was that. I mean, was he evil? He wasn't necessarily evil. He just ruled.
He was just misunderstood. He got the short end of the stick.
I mean,
They drew straws, and he was like, "Oh man, I got the
Is that what
underworld."
they really did? I think
Yeah,
they drew
yeah.
straws. I think Zeus was like always like, I got lightning, dibs on lightning, and you all have to draw sticks. That's cool, man. That's cool. I like that. Are you working on anything new now?
Yeah, I'm working on all kinds of stuff. Let's see.
Nice.
Oh, wait. This is where his dad gets murdered.
Oh, they go back, yeah. Who's he telling that to?
Helios steps
Is
up
he
to
just
the...
reminiscing on it, or is he like telling?
No,
somebody?
this is the actual
Oh,
scene.
I
So
know,
this
but
is...
how do you cut back to it?
What do you mean?
How do you flash back to the?
No,
how do you
it
go back?
starts with him as a little boy in the beginning of the story,
Right,
and it
right.
moves forward. Like after his dad gets...
Right, but this is
killed.
further in the story.
No, this is... I went back.
Oh, you went back.
Yeah, I
Okay,
went
cool.
back.
Alright, cool. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Helios takes a step up before the door to his home. But freezes. Something is wrong, terribly wrong. He hasn't seen or heard anything, but the hairs on the back of his neck stand straight up. He waits several moments, and just as he starts to think himself a fool, a deep groan of pain erupts from the house, followed by laughter. His heart sinks, an icy, numb feeling steals him. Mm-hmm. He reacts by nature. He runs away to the house, grabs a knife, basically, comes back to the house. Klaus, his dad, sits on the ground in the room, a bloody mess. He is surrounded by a gang of men with sinister animal masks covering their face. Two of the Greeks hold down his limbs, while the other two have long knives held in their hands. Both of Klaus's eyes are gouged out of his head.
Damn.
One of the eyes hang on his cheek, attached by a single nerve to his socket. Well, you'd have to read the story.
Okay.
Numerous cuts litter his chest. They slowly leak blood. Not
Who's
deep.
his mama? Who's his mama? Is she the
Athena.
demigod? She's Athena. Okay. Well,
Is a demigod.
I thought that's just to be Athena.
Klaus is a simple farmer, his dad.
Dude, how did
and
Klaus
Athena
lay down Athena? How did she?
fell in love with his simple nature,
No, yeah,
like
yeah,
Cincinnatus or
'cause
George
I think
Washington.
She has to do with harvest and stuff.
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, she like-
And so he was doing some good harvest. And
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
Like, you know what?
She's like,
This guy's doing good harvest. I think I'm
So,
gonna,
look-
I'm gonna go get him some of this.
Numerous cuts litter his chest. They slowly leak blood, not deep enough to be fatal, but shallow enough to give great pain. He takes slow, raspy breaths. It seems one of his lungs has collapsed from the blow and is slowly filling with fluid. Klaus
that was
laboriously swallows and gives an inhuman groan, pleading for his torturers to give him water. The sight is so overwhelming to Helios that he lets out a sobbing cry, "Father!" He runs to the nearest man and plunges his knife in his back. The masked man howls in pain, turning back as he strikes Helios hard in the face. His head cracks against the stone wall, and Helios' vision goes black. The injured man pulls the knife out and throws it on the ground. Fucking whelp. Klaus gasps out in pain. "Helios, my son." He reaches out his hand towards the boy. As Helios' vision comes back, blurry with tears, he cries out again towards Klaus. The masked man laughs. He's lost his mind. Look at him, pathetic, worthless. One of the men steps up and cuts Klaus's throat. He gurgles out Helios's name while blood cascades over his chest. He keeps his hand reaching out, shaking more violently by the second. Little Helios starts blubbering at the sight of his father. The grief is so extreme, it gives him the energy to stand up and charge the assailers again. So it tortures hell. He silently screams as a knife is plunged in Klaus's heart. The finger drops and his father dies.
That's a good story, John.
Why'd you kill him? I wasn't done. Oh, shut up. What, this whelp, he stabbed me. I want to take his eyes out too. Make it real painful. The man that killed Klaus speaks. No. Who knows if this boy alerted someone? We need to leave. The masked men try to argue, but eventually they agree upon leaving. Helios lies back against a stone, barely conscious from the repeated malicious blows. His eyelids droop wearily, half conscious, while pools of blood from his father to his feet. The man Helios stabs squats down in front of him. Those black, beady eyes stare murder, and Helios stares back at them.
I wonder who these men are.
Sophists.
So John, you got me asking questions.
Sophists.
Oh, God. Okay.
All innocence lost. The masked figure laughs. You're just a poor boy now.
How do they what do they take out his knee?
Yeah, look. Masked figure laughs. You're just a poor boy now.
I think it'd be cool if they cut his Achilles tendon. If they went.
He waits for Helios, but young Helios just stares. The man nervously laughs before plunging his knife down into Helios's knee.
That would suck, huh?
There Helios lies, vision turning to darkness as his father's murderers scramble away. Shockingly, he thinks one last thought before losing consciousness.
Nice. Well, cool shit, man. Cool
Yeah. So that's just a little.
John, you could adapt that to a screenplay. That's good.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's a really good.
Oh, that can be made into a movie.
Yeah, that could be a whole.
Dude, he goes because not a lot of people know this.
And you actually did good with some of the historical content.
Oh yeah. I researched hardcore. So Zeus, the Cyclops forged weapons for the three major gods.
You got the lightning bolt.
The
fucking
trident.
Yeah, and what was the last?
Hades, the helm of darkness. Yeah.
Bro, the helm of darkness would be kind of cool.
Yeah. So when Hades puts on the helm of darkness, it allows him to slip into the shadows and become invisible. It also allows him to draw forth like prime diamonds and jewels from the earth and stuff like that. So what's the whole premise of the story? Hades is wreaking havoc on Greece. Helios has to... He's like a thief. He's like Bilbo Baggins. He has to go into the underworld, steal the helm of darkness.
I was about to say, someone's got to steal that helm of darkness. I was about to say
Helios does it. He's a demigod. His mom's Athena, goddess of wisdom. He steals the helm of darkness from Hades, puts it on his head. That's a really cool scene, I write, too.
He gets some powers.
Gets powers,
dude.
Oh, he gets powers.
Does he get the girl?
Oh, that was younger, so
you don't want that girl anymore.
Yeah, now he's like demigod, like
balling.
done. Yeah, doesn't care really.
You got to do a scene where he drives by and like flicks her off. That's cool, man. Nice.
Yeah, Deebo. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, the stories are good, man. I think just keep doing stories, man.
Keep doing stories.
Keep writing the stories.
Keep writing. Keep podcasting. Sophisticated Savages. Music. All the jazz.
Yeah, all the jazz.
So honestly, do you have faith?
Yeah.
That you will be the best.
Well, I think it's not only that. It's do you have a faith is important if you want to achieve something, but I think it's also just do you have a love for it? You really have to love in order to persist in whatever it is you're
perseverance.
doing. Yeah,
that's the key word.
Yeah, and you have to because it's funny. They talk about like in whatever field, if it's some sort of field you want to pursue, it could be something simple, VA's assistant, who knows, whatever. But a lot of people will just not keep going with it. You know, if you really you can get it. You just got to keep going with it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same partner.
Yeah.
All right, Deebo. I think that was a good. We'll wrap that up.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me on. We'll have to do another one when we got all the boys.
Yeah.
Can we do that in this room, or is it just? Yeah.
I could set it up.
We'll
or
have
something.
to adapt it.
We'll let you do like a Garrett or Jimmy one.
I'll do a Garrett or Jimmy one. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Y'all just let me know.
All right.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Boom.